Is he coming?
I didn't know Chelsea or Stuart, I don't know.
I got it.
Oh, I video start off.
Somebody.
Nate, Chelsea.
It's Chelsea.
Yeah, okay.
Two doors.
Taking a look at the agenda, we're gonna add under reports the, hey
Just under the
Chelsea.
wire, come in.
I know, thought I was gonna be faster.
It's all right. The Tri-Valley Transit, report from Paul Kendall and I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Minutes from September 4th. Our rescheduled meeting. Does anybody have any questions or comments that haven't been addressed?
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Citizens' comments. Paul, do you have any other comments besides your report?
And then,
Okay, then we will move right on to the Tri-Valley Transit report.
okay, a couple things that may or may not be interesting, mostly having to do with federal funding. Information. In terms of the service, because of the funding cutbacks, but even just efficiencies, they've trimmed some of the service on the commuter routes that have served the schools. Meaning, Sharon Academy and the White River Valley Middle and High School. And they only trimmed it by saying, well, we don't have to run them during the summer,
Oh, okay,
okay?
yeah,
Right, but at least, I mean, it's at least one of those little things that you pick up on. So I just thought that was interesting. The other thing, in terms of federal funding has to do with the facilities. Everything's in sixes and sevens in terms of what will be coming out of Washington in terms of funding for those things. The major.
I'm sorry, Paul, what does that mean, sixes and sevens?
It's odd.
Oh, okay,
Rather,
sorry,
yeah,
thank you.
rather. The major immediate impact of that really has to do with the Addison County side of DVT, because they're the ones that are queued up and have this on and all ready to go. And we're just putting together the funding, and they thought they had the funding, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And so that is clearly a whole while they try to figure that one out and see what's going to happen. But it also basically means that on this side of the territory, the plan is just in sort of put a hold, because why keep pushing if there's doesn't seem to be. So my guess is it'll take a couple of years to sort that one out, depending on what happens in 2026 and beyond.
Okay.
Yeah. The third piece of the federal situation has to do with ICE. And there's been very strong recommendations from the state as well as locally that if ICE shows up on a bus, you cooperate. I mean, it's too simple that get alarmed, so that all the drivers are alert to that. So far, there hasn't been an unfortunate encounter, but these days you just never know. So that's sort of the bad news. We'll get along.
Well, that's really like a humming or ringing.
There is.
It's the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was like.
It's not an aging problem. Chuck. The other thing I'd like to mention, is that some of you may be aware that there's been a problem with Green Mountain Transit, which is the one based in Burlington. Well, that's they've really been struggling in terms of management and in terms of board leadership and in terms of funding. It's gotten so bad that. Well, GMT actually was like an agglomeration gradually of picking up a bunch of smaller operators, to the north and across the state. It's sort of coming in mood. And, for, Washington County, which is just north of us. Tri-Valley Transit has been asked to pick up that piece of operations. Not only because GMT is in trouble, but TVT is the leader in the state. Has been recognized as the leader in the state in terms of regional transportation management. And so we were the logical ones to be asked to pick it up rather than the system that's further to the north or something. So that's sort of in the works, but, the TBT board and staff is smart enough to say, well, we don't want to walk into a deep hole here.
Yeah.
And so they're in the discussions around, okay, well, what does that mean
Mhm.
in terms of financial support to get this up and running? One potential advantage, from my perspective, on that as a volunteer driver, is that, if Washington County is into the fold, it will then need to be recruiting its own cadre of volunteer drivers. And since they're right now, quite frequently, I'll be making runs up to Newbury, okay, and back. And that kind of, especially if it goes from Central Vermont Hospital, which is usually the point where I pick them up and then take them up there or bring them down, because CVH is in our territory.
Right.
So, I think that's both exciting and cautionary in terms of the news, these times, because the funding is very precarious, as you can imagine, throughout the state. But that does lead me sort of to my final comment, we're still always looking for volunteer drivers. So that's the pitch.
Has there been any discussion yet? I know it's kind of still new news, but the fact that the state of Vermont is calling remote workers back to the office 3 days a week. Do you foresee that changing any of the service?
Well, okay, we just have to wait and see. Now,
If there's
yeah,
demand,
if there's demand,
yeah,
that's, I mean, increasingly, the metrics, are gonna be driving where the service is provided.
Yeah.
And the metrics are not just, it's really the number of passengers, passenger per mile,
Mhm.
cost and kind of thing. So even though you may double the number of people who want to go, if it's still only 4 people, it doesn't make sense to do it.
Sure,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
With regard to the request or the potential request to help out in Washington County, what's the sort of timeline that you anticipate? That decision might be made, those considerations might be had, is it imminent or?
Well, the V-Trans has been pushing us for months.
Take it over, take it over.
Take it over, because GMT is just falling apart.
Oh,
And basically, we've said, well, don't, you know,
Yeah.
we want to be good citizens, you know, and if you need help, we don't want to say no, but on the other hand, we can't do it foolishly. And so we need to talk about some things.
so you're in the throes of it, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're in the throes of it, and, so partly it's related to how V-Trans divides up its budget and what its budget's gonna do for the next year, and what kind of commitments it can make.
Do they run on a volunteer driver system there too? Or is it-
Well, every region is supposed to not only be providing the regular service, which you see the vans and buses,
Yeah.
but also under the Medicaid and Medicare provisions. Which again, of course, is affected by federal funding. We're also asked to have volunteer drivers pick up people, you know, onesies.
Yeah.
All around. And there's so many known at this point. It's hard to nail down, because once you get committed, I mean, how do you get out of it?
If it's already bad and you're having to reclaim it, then
Yeah,
it's a longer
Yeah.
process.
I mean, advanced transit was the one regional system that was really very smart. Advanced transit is the one that basically serves White River Junction and across the border. And
Yeah.
it would be the logical regional transit system to have volunteer drivers taking people to Dartmouth Hitchcock. Advanced Transit said, we don't do volunteer drivers. So PDT, that's been one of, and I do an enormous number of trips, in New Hampshire, Alice Day and.
Yeah.
And dialysis people, and you can't say no, I mean, really, I mean.
You can, but the callousness of that. feels wrong.
No, I tell you, I mean, you really can't. I mean, somebody's, gotta get on that machine 2 times a week. They gotta get on that machine and that, and it kills their whole day. And they can't drive. And increasingly we have an aging population and a population that is, single. Doesn't have, okay, and their kids aren't around anymore. So this is it's a real issue. And and again, we'll get emergency calls, all of a sudden, I'll be driving and like this afternoon, I got a call, driving somebody back, from Barry. And they asked, could I add a late afternoon trip to my schedule today because of the person that needed to
Right.
get home. And I had to say no, because when we looked at where I was gonna pick them up and where I had to take them and how to get back here, I wasn't gonna make the meeting. And they knew that I needed to be, so. Okay, I had to say no, but they just go down the list of all the volunteer drivers until they find somebody who can do it. We're 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes.
Yeah.
No. So, that's it.
Well, thanks for your service as a volunteer driver as our rep and for the report of the challenging circumstances.
Well, I mean, this thing about the federal funding, just, it cuts so broadly everywhere. I mean, it's not just transportation, it's daycare, it's healthcare, I mean. Thank heavens, we got somebody like, Foster, being Mountain Care Board, who's trying to figure this one out, because it's all being pinched there as well.
When you describe the circumstance of the Addison County facility being, on hold that was
Yeah.
moving forward, it really just reminds you quickly like, oh, well, that was supposed to happen in 2 or 3 years. And now it's, if it ever happens, it'll be 12 or 13 years. And during those 12 or 13 years, we're operating out of a woefully deficient facility.
Or an
So-
aging one.
Yeah,
like-
just
like
not,
the-
not state of the art by any stretch of the imagination, so the population is hurt by that.
Right,
All right,
Yeah. Thank you,
well,
Paul.
thank you for
Thank you,
sending me
Paul.
early.
no problem.
Thanks you, Paul.
Good to see you. Yeah. See you Thursday night, anybody come Thursday night?
Yep,
Good.
we'll see ya.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes, Thursday.
The planning commission is having a public hearing on this. All right, let's go to the highway report. Do you have any-
Lauren got the list. Wait, I wanna go first. Go ahead, because uniforms is on the top of the list.
Okay.
I've been playing phone tag with the UniFirst guy, still don't know what's gonna happen. I've had like 3 people call me, and nobody seems to be around when I call back.
Can I, sorry, so UniFirst was the one that we did have, that we didn't want anymore,
Yeah.
and then Cintas is the one that we wanted, but now they're not working.
Well, so I did get in touch with Cintas.
Okay,
And I talked to the regional service manager and not the sales guy. Who said on the phone that he needed to first apologize because he thought. Looking at what happened, that maybe his, put it kindly, salesperson wasn't detail oriented. He said, so we should never have given you stuff and had you give somebody out before you knew ours was right. He said, so if you're switching to us, we should have said, keep what you do first and we'll knock it out, then when it's all done, switch over. He said instead, he just said, yeah, it showed up with a bunch of crappy stuff and you guys quit your other one and then you had nothing.
Yeah.
He said, so give me a minute, let me try to fix it. He said, cause it got started on the wrong foot.
Okay,
He said he thinks he can, in the next 1 to 3 weeks, have everything fixed. So we'll give it a month, and if it's not all ironed out with the correct sizes and apparel. I told him, I was like, I'll give you a month, I said, if you can get it right. Fine, we'll keep going, cause everybody likes your stuff, or, you know, that was the sort of feeling of it.
mhm,
I said, and Lauren had a history with you up in Roxbury, I said, so that works, but you know. We kind of got to a point where we got burned by one service and then we got your stuff and it was no better, and we thought, well, what the hell, why are we even doing it?
Mhm.
Let's just stop, it's not
Right.
worth the trouble.
yeah,
He goes, I completely understand, just give me a minute to fix it, so I've agreed to that,
okay,
we'll see what happens, he sent us.
yeah,
And go from there. That's my uniform update.
okay, but UniFirst
I
was
still,
still,
That would be great if it worked out like that.
yeah,
me first, I don't know, I've called the guy like 3 times, he's never around, and he calls me back at weird hours when I'm in meetings and stuff, and it just doesn't. So, phone tag will get finished eventually.
okay. All right,
So finish inspecting culverts. And checking them. And we got over 100, we had to clean up. One end or the other, or both. Or hunt for them. It's like. Easter,
fun,
not really.
yeah,
There's one, I was like, there's that one on Braintree Hill, right by Tibbetts's road.
We can find it,
Yeah, it's supposed to be there, I've never seen any evidence that it exists.
it's there, cause I've seen it.
Back in the day.
And
And
it's, you know, that's not cleaning culverts, and
It crosses from the cornfield across toward Tibbetts
To the
Road,
road,
right by
just-
that stump and sign. right?
just north of the road.
Mhm.
The culvert goes across there, it's a
Oh.
15 or 12 inch culvert. And,
that's small,
you know, there's a culvert at the
Well, I can't find it.
meeting house. Right next to our repeater,
That's supposed to be.
that ain't been cleaned since I worked there. We found. A culvert on. Dave's Acres. They ain't seen the daylight since I've been here.
how do you clean out something like that, or do you just like dig it up? and
Well,
go
we've got
over?
2 or 3, we gotta fill that tank full of water and wash them out. Love fall.
Hire a little Paul, hire a little person.
Real little person.
Yeah.
Some of them culverts ain't very good on, but it's. I mean, it's awful. Charles says, well, I've been telling them they've been plugged and nobody's done anything about it. He says, I've been doing it for years. Yeah, I can see that it hasn't.
All right,
So, yeah, so anyway, those are. We're going on, we're doing that now. I've been having Pete mow until he broke the door on the tractor. Glass door.
Mhm.
Busted it out. Of course, it's not bulletproof, so it's. The stone flies up, it's gonna break it.
gotcha,
I guess it's the second door that it's broke.
I didn't know about the other one. Well, it's interesting.
Yeah, second one, it's supposed to be in this week. We ditched Rochester Hollow, cause one of our residents up there thought we ought to ditch it. They figured he was the boss, so, okay, we'll ditch it for everybody. He didn't have much to say after I told him it was ditch. Chloride, we did chloride, had people call, want chloride. And. It's so dry. It
Hmm.
don't work
yeah,
anymore. It's supposed to hold moisture, but if there
It
ain't.
needs moisture to hold
Right.
it.
There's no moisture. So the roads are still a little dusty, but ain't much we can do about it. And. I met with Rita today on Better Back Roads. Grant and Grants and Aid. She took a bunch of pictures and.
the,
I'll write those up, I'm gonna.
so the Better Back Roads is the one that we are going to apply for.
We're
Yeah.
applying for both.
They just came out
Okay.
yesterday. But
Okay.
the grants and aid, we don't have to apply for, we just have to.
Yeah,
Oh,
just have to
right,
declare.
we just declared like a couple meetings ago that we wanted that money, and then the Better Back Roads. We still have to apply for that one,
yeah,
right?
Rita's gonna do the
Yeah.
application.
Okay,
So, actually. The woman in charge of the grants and aid, she came and saw me last week, or beginning of last week. And she told me that there's no restriction on 3-foot culverts, so, okay, great, because the one on Braintree Hill is, it's a 54 inch, so tells that
4.5.
4.5 foot culvert. So it's a little bigger than 3 feet. So. And then Rita said today, oh, you can't do that here. What she told me is, so you guys ought to get your stuff together. Well, let me know. Yes, I need to know.
What does she mean by there's no restriction on 3-foot culverts?
If you can put it in for the amount of money they give you for grants and aid, you can put it in,
Oh,
but.
There was a size restriction.
Yeah.
And that's why supposedly the size construction is the amount of money they give you, it's not enough to do.
right.
Like the one on Bear Brook,
right,
right, so. But this culvert, pretty straightforward, I don't believe there's any ledge there, I'm gonna check it, but. If there's no ledge there, we'll just dig it out, throw it in, dump some roof wrap on the lower end of it. Stone header the head wall. Inlet and it's done, so. Should a good day's project. Maybe a little longer today,
yeah,
so,
great,
and then to add to that. The hill just past it is over 5%, so we'll stone line that ditch. Got a few trees and ditch that out, stone line it. The resident that lives there, she's not very happy about trees getting cut, but
Was this the lady just up there?
I says, and most of them are ash, yeah. I
Mhm,
says,
Well, we're taking them down for you.
right,
they're gonna get die anyway.
yeah,
So that eased her mind a little bit. Yeah, we cleaned the culvert out by her house the other day and she come over. And I says, what's up? She says, I'm so nervous about what? Oh, you're gonna hurt my tree. I said, I don't think. She stood there and watched. But whatever. Don't worry about it, it's in right away. We heard it, we'll cut it down for you. Anyway. But that's about it, I guess, and we looked at Russia Road. That culvert dumps across Allen Bent Road. So I have a study for Allen Bent, which is a 70-inch culvert or 6-foot culvert. And then the one on Thrasher Road, I think is 5 or something, 5.5, about 4.5, I don't know. But anyway. That water all goes across Bent Hill, Allen Bent Road twice.
Yeah.
And the lower culvert is a 4-foot culvert, so.
Smallest in all of them.
So, it's smaller than all the others.
10 plus 10 plus 10 equals 3.
yeah,
Yeah, but shouldn't have to go any bigger than what the upper one was. On Allen Bent Road, because it's only about 75 yards and it goes through the. I'm gonna pick up on that for a while. So she said we'll put in for all of them, but with separate. And with, the evidence there, it was still there. Dylan cleaned it up, but you can see where they didn't mow on the field below.
They haven't for a couple of years.
Right, they haven't mowed that, so she took a picture of that, so she could prove the problem, washing it out, all that, so. But yeah. Fun ride.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the the reports, like the culvert situation. I know it's frustrating to everyone. Maybe we're finding things we didn't know about, but it's nice that we're finding them and. You know, got them on a list and they're gonna get remedied and that's gonna fix problems that people didn't even know were caused by culverts that we didn't know existed.
So that was the other thing with culverts.
And also, Lauren, I just wanna say thank you.
I don't know how much money you wanna spend, but I found more that need replacing. Trying to decide. Well, I have to go and look at it, yeah, but we got more that need replaced. I showed you a picture of crushed.
Yeah, I know we talked about the number that you thought
Yeah.
we needed last time, is that more now?
That's gone up,
Okay. All right,
but I don't know how much, you know, with the number that I had last week. It would be around just under 14,000 for the culverts.
okay. And
So I
we,
need to know if you guys wanna do that or.
yeah, I can't remember what was in the
Don't
culvert
look at me
line.
with you, Caroline.
Does anybody? I am not getting a storage shed because I can't find one for $1,400. And the cheapest one I can find is 2,000. And it's only $600 over and you wanna spend 14 grand. So I have issues with it.
We can rebuild it for you.
We might need to do that.
We can build that, Chad, you know, it only take for just a day.
Well,
So,
gotta get him design
this-
first.
Just as an FYI, I'll throw this out there and, there was $100,000 that we were gonna move out of the capital budget into the vehicle equipment budget in fiscal year 25. That was in our tentative budget, and I never moved it because we can't afford it, so. Capital budget can't afford it. Okay. The, Fairbrook Road and. Yeah. Claw mix up and
That's
everything else,
the
so,
Fairbrook Road, I got. A friend of mine coming to look at it with me. And to see if he can help us put it in instead of hiring somebody to do it.
okay, yeah,
I don't know, I think that would work, cause I mean, you're gonna pay the four of us to do something anyway.
right,
And he's gonna need trucks to move it, move the material out, we're gonna have to move material back. He's got a machine big enough to dig it. And hope for the best, we don't hit ledge. Cause I don't think any test holes are done,
no,
could do that, we could do some test holes, just. Don't want to do it, $2,500 probably. But then we know,
It might be better than having the road shut down for an extended period.
well, that's it, we won't be surprised. That way,
Paul has put in your extension request for the FEMA money, so if that comes through, it expires the same day. As the grant for the head wall culvert.
the structure,
Yeah, so that's another $22,000 we'll have to spend. Basically. Well, left over from the structure, right?
but if that's something you guys wanna do, is have somebody. Bore some holes. I can. Get hold of somebody, come down and do it. All it is just a straight rod they pounded in the ground till it don't go no more.
what if you wait until you check out the project with your friend, and if it seems like that's a path we can take, then we bore the holes?
Well, even if we don't go that path and we put it out to bid.
We still wanna know
We
if
wanna
there's
know.
sludge, yeah.
Yeah, cause you're gonna have to, whoever there is gonna have to add that to their scope of work.
Correct.
Okay.
Rather have it up front than 20% afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay,
So can I go back to the culverts for a minute, $14,000 more, and if you had $14,000 for culverts, could you get them all in this season?
The ones that I got to be done.
$14,000 worth of them you could get in this season.
Yeah. It's really not that many.
Well, I wasn't even thinking, I was
It's
just,
only like 3.
I was just push,
Oh, it's
trying to
more than
split
that.
it between 2 years, is all I was trying to do. So,
The biggest one we had to do was go around Bear Hill.
$5,000 in the budget for culverts. In the regular budget, so that line would be over by 9,000.
Have we spent any of that yet?
Yeah.
Any of the five, we've already spent some
Some
of
of
it,
it,
yeah.
we bought. And yeah, I think we bought over the three for Megan Road.
Mhm.
For where?
Or Bass.
Old Bass Road,
Oh,
there was a 15-inch culvert, I think, for bottom water thing,
where,
cause I had a
Who was
half
that
one
from?
there,
who'd we buy it from?
Central.
Cause we put that in August, right?
Yeah. Um. So, sorry, what was the answer to Lou's question?
Yes,
Could you-
we can spend the 14 tomorrow. And get it in.
That's something we should vote
No, I don't think we need to, but I think we all just need to acknowledge that it's gonna be over. And we're gonna know why. it's-
Signs and posts, couple $1,000
on.
maybe.
Either spend the money on culvert to taking a chance that. We don't get.
The question is, then do we keep that in mind for next year, increase that budget line,
Yeah,
knowing there are other
Well, I'll have a
problems?
little better handle on what we need to change to.
Yeah.
What's left. So,
But that's regardless of the 14, we're gonna increase it next year,
yeah.
At least,
yeah.
right, yeah.
so what happens to the vehicle fund then, Justin?
I don't know how to think about that.
Do we have to tell them to keep the grader?
We've already
Oh.
leased the grader. Didn't we already, didn't we already?
Can we still lease
Seen
it?
the machine.
I haven't seen the paperwork.
So I'm gonna have some time in October, we wanna throw the shed up. She just wants to tell us somebody what it is, what she wanna.
Find us a design, Jesse.
I just found one on Facebook Marketplace for like $850 in lead. Make them go get it.
I didn't see that one.
Find a design, and we'll go see the Howards for some rough cut. Good, yes, sir.
There you go.
Well, I just,
They ain't solid, I
I
don't
know,
think.
I don't know what they want.
Going in for head surgery in October.
Yeah.
I just had one priced and I don't know what he used for materials, but he told me materials for $1,200.
That doesn't surprise me.
Season, so.
Everything is going on 100, but. I was just thinking 2 ways, just 100, but. Depends on where you get it, right?
I got some old tin in my barn.
I know, I was trying to think of like what I have in the barn right now.
It's a little rusty.
With our powers combined,
Nobody.
we can make a shed happen. Probably could, honestly.
Stop asking for a shed and I should just ask for.
Materials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got so much tin, I can coat that sucker all the way around.
Hey, well, maybe, there you go, the sides are tin.
Maybe.
There we go.
We can paint.
Ask Luke saws out, he saws it out, builds one wall at a time.
You should see what I have conjured up in my mind.
And I have a bunch of old live edge rough cut that you could use for siding.
This thing is gonna be funky.
Hey, it'll keep things dry. Anyway,
What with the tarps and all.
Yeah.
Megan's over here. Calculating on money.
Yeah, so why don't we have the grader yet? I thought we voted to
We
delete
did.
the new grader, so
Mhm.
what
I
happened?
thought Dylan signed the
Ain't a
lease
cat
paperwork.
yet.
Didn't I go with Dylan?
Well, somebody did, maybe I signed the lease paperwork. I don't know, I'll check in with the guy.
I don't,
I thought it was done, I thought you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was done.
I have nothing.
last week, we had a guy come down, I forget what town. They're looking at buying it, he came to the old grader, he come down. Oh, your grader's gonna be here within a month or something. I ain't heard nothing from Cat, not anything.
Wait, the cat guy sent it?
No, well, the Cat guy sent the guy down here, look,
Saying our new grader's coming.
Oh, so we're just waiting on, like, potentially waiting on the
It's
machine.
being,
Yeah.
you know, it was being built, and they didn't have any spare, you know.
Yeah,
sitting
no,
out
I
there.
gotcha. Okay, so it's a lead time issue. I get it now.
Yeah, but
Okay.
the problem is that this goes down by how much?
100, cause this 100,000 is no longer occurring, so we'll be at a 165 deficit as opposed to a $65,000 deficit. With the
I'll
end of this
look at
year.
it when I have time.
Alright, I won't write about it. Hang on.
Okay, wait, when's our truck purchase? Is that this year or next year?
Never get a new truck.
I know.
Not until she
I
gets.
mean,
the check.
I don't know that you're far off.
Next year.
Yeah, it's 27. Replacing the 2019.
Which we're having trouble with.
She's skipping, I don't know what the hell's going on with that, but keeps it up, we're gonna have
I
to.
feel that one's been a
Which one is that? Is that
twenty
the
nineteen.
Yeah,
Mac?
they spent a ton of times this winter fixing problems with it. It was down twice over the winter in the shop.
Brakes and then,
Falling
Been
apart.
11 since we got it. It's been having issues.
And it's a single axle, and we're trying to go to a double.
Oh,
and, yeah,
okay,
For
All right.
upsize, cause
yep,
why not?
okay.
But
Well, we just are probably gonna need to borrow more of that
for
than
all of
we
that.
anticipated. Yeah. Okay. There's a couple other items here. Vendor performance that had to do with just following up on the invoices that we received from Colby and Derek. That we were looking at the last meeting.
Yeah.
I can. Go on the sand line for Derek's invoice, and Jesse jump in if this doesn't sound right, but we looked at the. The activity contributing to the expenses in the sand line for the last 2 years and. We're gonna be way over, essentially, but if you look at Derek's invoice versus what was done in terms of the yardage of material that was moved and whatever. It adds up and he, the arrangement that we had with him last year, he only upped his hourly rate by $10 an hour, which seems reasonable. So the long story or the short story is that it adds up, right? That we determined, so it is in fact 80 something thousand dollars worth of work. That we need to pay for, we didn't have a contract in place with him this year, we did last year where we had a limit.
Your cap.
And he actually didn't come close to that limit the first year, but this year he did. So I think around budgeting time, we should probably have a longer conversation about the sand line and what the expectations are for the material that we have and how that's gonna
Yeah.
affect the sand line in the next few
we got
years.
sand for at least 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
But like that's,
Have sand for at least 3 years.
yeah,
I think next year it's gonna be frustrating and reclamation.
yeah, which, and the reclamation can come out of the
We
gravel
don't have a
pit
place to put,
reserve.
we
Yeah.
don't have a place to put the sand,
Right,
to crush anymore, so he's gonna have to wait, a couple years to finish that. We can,
So wait,
we can put
he's
some
already
of it
crushed,
back.
he's already crushed a bunch? Or did he just
Yeah,
crush for
there's
this year?
2 piles up there on the town's property up there. Across the bridge,
Crushed,
all crushed for sand.
so probably 2 years worth.
Oh, yeah, anyway. One
Well, that's
pile bigger than the
saving
other,
money.
one pile is bigger than the other.
But that saves us some sand money for a few years.
right, I think
Yeah,
Jesse and I were
Dylan's already
talking about.
paid, he told me those little 2 piles are already paid for, he's already paid sand for them, so.
Yeah.
Okay,
So.
yeah.
The only thing we should do next summer is put back, move it, the dirt where we're done digging. Any material out.
Okay.
And that is okay with Sam?
Gonna have to be,
Okay.
I mean, what else you gonna do?
Yeah.
If we can't. Yeah, we can move the rest of it, but we're gonna put it. You know, we just ain't,
And the other thing that we ought to know, if we're not using Tucker's crush next year, we better let them know sooner rather than later.
Well, he should know. He was here crushing, he crushed like 15,000 yards.
Well, we're not, but it's not that we're using someone else, it's just that we don't need them, right?
Right,
Yeah.
Okay.
But just so he doesn't schedule the work.
Yeah,
just so he doesn't plan
Yeah.
on $60,000 from us for crushing, and we're like, oh, sorry,
Yeah,
what are you talking about? You're not coming.
yeah,
yeah, we've had off years with him before, so.
okay.
I
And then
could
there's like,
email,
So just super hypothetically, so I can kind of try and wrap my brain around what you're talking about projecting into sand usage.
mhm,
We budgeted $60,000 this year. We're saying we're gonna be substantially over that this year.
way, like,
And then with the stockpiling that you're talking about and thinking about that 60,000 number that we used this year. Will we be substantially below that for sand?
virtually zero.
Virtually zero, really? Cool, okay, thanks. Wow.
As of next year, the only expense for sand is whatever time they take to
Moving
stockpile.
it.
But it doesn't get charged to the lines.
Right.
if we don't get a lot of weather over the winter, maybe.
Can we stockpile that money?
Even if we do get a lot of weather, freaking learn to drive. Slow down, put on winter tires.
Jesse is fired up, watch out.
I don't think that was directed at you.
I mean,
I don't think that me, cause I put winter tires on, and I don't drive very fast, I ain't been in the ditch, and I don't know how long. Maybe you should talk for a while.
Send anybody in here who wants to have a conversation about sand and snow.
So,
All
yes, Lou, it is terrible this year, but I guess the hope is over the next 2 years, we sort of make
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah, no, and I understood that was your plan, and so, I'm just, applying some balm to the wound of this
It looks
year.
horrible.
But that's substantial, that's
Yeah.
like short-term pain for long-term gain. So,
Well, good luck convincing the town.
well, it is what it is, as we've said before, and they'll be mad this year and glad next year.
Yeah, so another thing I just wanna say, so that everyone remembers, including Paul and Jesse, that when we, have this type of work, that we're doing, whether it's bid on or it's an arrangement that we've made with a longtime vendor. Someone remind me, anyone, whatever, that we have to have a contract, like, like Paul, your line after anyone walks in here saying this is the work we're gonna do for you is like, great, I'm gonna draft up a contract for everyone to review. Cause we really need to be more careful about that, because I think it just helps to set expectations, and in this particular situation, I think it just
And give us
was
something
an
to
arrangement
follow,
that
'cause we're
they
trying
thought
to
was
decide
continuing.
what's
Right,
going on.
exactly, and I think it was a little blurry this time because the work was continuing from the
Well,
previous
if you
year.
remember, Dylan said that Sam wanted it completed this year.
Yeah,
And the amount of gravel they actually found down there. There's just no way to do it, because there was so much,
yeah,
so. And what do you wanna do, bury it up, or do you want to get cash out of it once we crush it?
yeah, I mean, heck, we've moved it
The
around,
guy went and bought a new truck after he got his check, so. I don't blame him, I would too.
yeah.
That doesn't help, Lauren.
Just saying.
So that's a really great idea, and to build on that great idea. Paul, when you hear us say these things, if you can create a little checklist, where's the contract, right? And then just bother us on that, like, would be better than not
Yeah.
being bothered.
Yeah.
So if that's something that you can sort of try to keep track of, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, next vendor issue, Mr. Hotch, you wanna,
I called him
About that one.
today. We talked about quite a few things. But he seems to think there was some confusion about how we wanted it screened. He heard that the 3" minus is what we wanted.
Mhm.
And we all seem to think 1.5" is what we wanted, and then he later found an email that said 1.5", but he thought somebody later told him in 3", and so we went round and round for a while about it. And he finally was willing to give up $1 a yard in the screening. So it's not $2 a yard, but it's $1. And that's where we met on it. But made it clear and pointed out that in the future, if we got more material from them and we wanted it at 1.5". That means you gotta run it through the screener twice for him, and so it is $4 going forward if it's 1.5". But he'll keep it $3 per 3.
Noted,
Thank you, Dan.
okay. And then you mentioned already that Paul's working on the extension for Fairbrook,
Yes.
until the end of next year. Thank you, Paul,
For the FEMA portion,
for the FEMA portion, right?
we already seem to have the extension for the Chris Bump grant.
Then we've gotta close out the grant and aid by the end of this month.
September 30th.
Well, just the construction needs to be done by September 30th, Rita insisted. So we have a little bit of time to actually close it out, but I'm gonna still move forward with it as hastily as I can.
Well, everything's done.
Isn't that the Dupla one?
Yeah, it's all done. Everything's
Yeah.
done.
Been done for months.
It's just turning in paperwork now.
Okay, well, I can do that fast.
Yeah,
Okay.
This says, have your pre-construction forms turned in, authorized, and projects completed with all invoicing photos and reporting updated and sent to the email.
yeah, we have all that. She
Okay.
did, she took closeout photos and
Photos.
I know
Okay,
where they are.
She-
For that.
Um,
okay,
She has them,
alright,
Okay,
but, and then all the invoicing is all in the T drive and
okay,
we more than covered our match.
excellent. Yeah, Paul, if you have any follow-up questions on what you need, just let us know. But it sounds like Rita has the goods on that one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's just turning in paperwork.
Yeah. Alright, anything else on highway?
I hope not.
Just. Oh, the culverts, actually, if we buy that much, we'll get a discount on them. Over $8,000, sweet. So
Excellent.
it will be less, at
That's something,
least there's a.
Yeah.
A little bit.
And Jesse's gonna find a shed. Or I'm gonna build it out of a tin in my barn. I got lots of sheet metal screws.
If you want, I can help with construction.
Let us know if you want us to build it.
I bet if you put out a call for materials, like, you know, you need this much 2x, this much 1x, whatever. I don't know, I bet people would,
So
Really
put that list together.
yeah.
Yeah, get the list
Put
from
your
the quotes.
materials list together. Right.
there's a verbal quote, so
Hmm.
Oh,
I'll see what I can do.
Alright,
you find a design and we'll
To
figure it
figure
out.
out 2x4s.
Find a design and we'll figure it out.
Come up with.
I have some leftovers. Windows are expensive.
Use a. Dollars.
I'm not that skilled. Okay.
I got some single pane windows we can put in it for.
oh, I feel like windows
And a
will be
door.
easy, everybody's always getting rid of windows, I feel like,
Right?
yeah.
The
Alright,
door you can build.
okay, moving on to old business, we have a new website, I hope everyone is enjoying the new website. If you have any feedback.
This is like word picture makes me laugh because Dan and I both look angry in it.
I think I do a little bit
You,
too.
but at least
There's a
we're
picture?
talking, yeah,
Oh,
it's from
God.
the town meeting.
I haven't seen that.
It gave me a good chuckle.
How do I look, Chelsea?
You were not in
You're
the
not
picture
in it.
looking for you.
It's just the three of us, yeah,
Oh,
I know.
interesting.
I'm like keyed in, but I look so angry.
I don't
It's
know
just
where,
like,
I don't know where the picture came from, but, if
Oh,
anyone,
that's.
it's the one that was in the paper, I think, or something like
Yeah.
that.
Someone standing in the doorway, saying, cause that's the angle, it's from like right over there.
oh, yeah,
Oh, it's from, the town hall, or the, so it's,
this is it.
it was from like where the camera guy was. Yeah.
You guys do look a little upset.
Oh, gosh.
Otherwise, it's great.
All
I
right.
don't see a picture, where's the picture?
Well, if anyone has any feedback or sees anything that's looks
I
weird,
always look angry.
Don't send it to Darlene.
Why?
You didn't read her latest email,
No. What email?
just the day after it went live? She said, basically, you're out of money, so don't, you know,
Mhm.
see if you can figure out your problem and, you know, before you just keep piecemealing me shit to do.
Oh, I missed that.
You can make a list, and if you can't figure it out on your own, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So,
Well, I think it looks pretty good.
it
And,
looks pretty good, and Grace has a pretty good handle on it, so.
okay,
She did not wanna tackle the issue that we had. So. But I think going forward, she might be able to, I don't even remember what it was at this point.
okay, I'll have to reread that. The town campus feasibility project, so I did find, or I got the, full audits of the town garage and the town office from Two Rivers, which I think Harry thought we had, but we didn't, so I forwarded those around to folks that wanted to participate in that, so review those and we can find a time to connect at some point in the next month or so. Storage shed, we've already talked about. Jesse's gonna put together material with. Any update on
Thanks
the
for kidding.
phone system, Jesse?
I intended to call Consolidated today and just to see if there's anything that they would do considering. You know, that we're a municipality, we've been a long time customer, we're thinking on going somewhere else, and I didn't have time,
Okay, that's fine. We can table it next time. I just wanted to see if there was anything.
cause the Spectrum guy keeps reaching out to me. And I haven't given him an answer, and I
Okay,
feel really bad, I think part of the other issue is that. I feel like whenever we do something because of pricing, we end up getting screwed, which
Mhm.
is, you know.
It's not always greener, yeah.
The Casella thing out
Right.
here, the uniforms, the now tentatively the website and. You know, so our phone systems work right now. No, the key communication side is not easy to use, but
Right.
it's. Usable, and if we have to, we can pay them to make a change or. Or whatever for us, but everything
Yeah.
works, so.
right. And it's, I mean, I feel like I hear what you're saying and I agree that it taking on like big projects of like turning things over into new things is a lot of work for multiple people. And so sometimes it's like, is it worth it to go through that?
Right.
So, and maybe it's something that we could tackle when we have a little more bandwidth
When is that?
and we're not building a shed.
When are we gonna have more bandwidth?
I have no idea.
Post shed.
Yeah,
Yeah, once the shed's built.
right. Once our
Yes.
kids are in college.
We're waiting.
All right. When Lydia goes to college.
Oh, God, we're a long way.
Yeah,
Jeez.
all right.
I'm not gonna be doing this by then.
That's what she.
Good to know. All right, so we'll keep checking in on that, but I think it's fine to, if you wanna tell the guy from Spectrum that we just like don't have the bandwidth, and we'll call him, you know. We're ready to pick it back up
And
again.
did Blue Mantis just basically drop the ball totally?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, right, they were supposed to weigh in on a quote.
Yeah.
Zero.
I
Wow.
don't remember if. I was gonna reach out to them again.
I think you did, and you were waiting to hear back, yeah.
I don't know.
But that's another example under vendor
Right.
performance.
Exactly.
you know, it's, and not so much the cheap one even.
Right.
Right? It's really hard to get these service providers to like
Provide.
hold your, provide service.
Yeah.
And just,
Yeah, they give you stuff, they take your check, and then it's good luck, Braintree.
Yeah,
Have you been to Braintree?
and I feel like we, like, with the IT service provider, like Lou, you did like the definition of due diligence, like. We reviewed 15 bids from website providers, like. I don't know what else it is that we can do to like attract and retain quality vendors.
you know,
Like,
it's
I
basically
don't,
what I said to the Spectrum guy was, and I feel like we should have asked everybody this, is any part of this gonna screw us over?
Right.
Is it gonna come back to bite me in the ass?
right,
Please just tell me now,
yeah,
so I'm prepared at least, if I decide to go with you.
right.
It
If
just,
anyone answers that question, honestly, please let me know.
No one's.
well, the guy at
That-
Spectrum, he didn't talk to me for months, so. After I asked him. So,
Well, give you
But
credit
hey,
for honesty.
he
I
came
mean,
back,
it's worth
so.
a try.
your
Right, he forgot.
Right.
Right, he forgot that you were on to him.
I didn't
Yeah.
write that down.
All right, well, hopefully we're not unlucky and everyone else struggles with this, but I hope not too much. All right.
Don't worry.
Okay, let's move on to new business. This is just kind of a flag. I think there's a new grant opportunity that I don't think we've ever taken advantage of, but maybe we've taken advantage of the stormwater mitigation program.
Well, not that I know of, but I have the info printed out and I meant to bring it to Lauren and I.
Okay, that is
We'll look at
due, I think, at some point here.
Yeah,
Coming up.
October 31st.
Applications are due November 7th
Oh, close.
for the,
Well, if we shoot,
Um,
the first one won't be late.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's for the transportation alternatives program, which I don't think we would really have anything,
There's it.
or maybe we would. I don't know. You should look at both of them and see if we would have projects.
I didn't see one under there, what's.
Yeah, Paul.
I met with Rita on that.
Yeah.
The accompanying program, and she kind of shuddered.
Oh,
She said it, you know, it's the town of Braintree's decision, but she said it's a federal grant with a 4-year plus commitment. It's admin heavy with NEPA, environmental protection.
Mhm.
And engineering, everything has to get over designed, and it's really a program that that some towns are using to build a sand shed.
Salt shed, yeah, the salt shed is like a major point of focus in. the-
Yeah.
Yeah. And she says the cost of the project, the overall project is 80%. There's a huge time commitment. She recommends not using this funding source for sand sheds. But it's your decision.
okay. Well, we don't need a shed, so,
Okay.
well, we do need a shed. Just not
Not
a
then.
shed.
Cause that one is gonna take
Yeah,
4 years.
Right, yeah, and anytime anyone mentions NEPA, I think that's a hard no for me.
You know? We got enough.
Okay, all right, that sounds good, thanks for that, Paul, that's really helpful.
Next, we'll get.
All right, the next one is, Paul included some information on this in the packet, but, Jesse forwarded some information that we received on, potentially opting into the opioid settlement fund that the state has received.
Used.
Why?
Because I kept getting emails and it said like, if you're these towns, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You're good, but then they sent one specifically to us saying, Braintree, you need to sign off on this. And
What?
The last sentence, I think, of the thing says, and for towns that didn't participate in the action, if you want money, send your stuff in.
the whole thing is just.
Right, like
This
last
says,
sentence.
if you are a town of under 10,000 people and have not brought an opioids lawsuit, that's us. you have two choices. You can do nothing and your share of the settlement funds will go to the state opioid abatement fund. Or two, you can complete Exhibit K, which signifies that you would like your town to receive its share of the settlement funds directly.
Nah, we don't want.
We don't, because we can only spend them on opioid mitigation, and I have no idea what a small town like Braintree would do, and so I would personally think that we would just
No.
want to opt out or do nothing.
Give it to the
And
state.
give it to the state
good
to
things.
set up broader programs that would hopefully benefit Braintree more generally.
So moved.
Yeah,
So I think we just do nothing. I don't even think we need to vote. I think, well, I don't know, do we need to vote on doing nothing?
Do we need to deal with this that came in this afternoon?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Oh, but that does remind me, well, let's just finish this. So we're not gonna vote. Everyone's okay with doing nothing and just having our
Thank you
chair.
for that context.
Yeah, so I think that's right, unless, was there another email?
No,
that said
I just read through it. It did come to us specifically, but it says if you want to opt in.
Right, towns that are over 10,000 have to sign Exhibit K. So that Vermont can actually receive its full amount, so if you're one of those towns, it sounds like you are. Kind of, everything hangs in the balance. Until they,
Well, you have the ability to do something.
Sharon is one of the
Right.
towns that brought on the lawsuit.
yeah, they
Interesting.
brought their own litigation, just, it was definitely interesting. but-
Sharon Academy,
Well, just the town, Sharon.
I'm just saying.
All right, so we're good with that, and we're good with the grant. Okay, so yeah. Two things. One is, I think I forwarded around an email that came to me and Lauren actually during our last meeting at the town hall from Lindsay Hopt about Walker.
We didn't forward that.
Right.
Water Road.
Did you look at any of the issues that she was?
I've gotta look at it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it because.
Okay. She had a couple of issues that she had raised,
About the ditch.
related to
Water
the
runs the
ditching.
whole length of the road now. Chris didn't put any cutouts. in
Yeah.
there.
I'll,
So I gotta do something with that. Just can't have running water at all, the whole distance of that road.
yeah. I'll forward it around so the folks can take a look at it. Maybe we can talk about it again.
But as far as
Meeting.
widening the road. You have to fill in the damn ditches that he made, so. And it was all done before I was here.
It's not steep enough for stone money. It's not steep enough for stone.
Okay, alright, I'll send it to everyone here. And then FYI, and we can. Revisit at the next meeting, and then Dan was just pointing out that we did receive. Or we were copied on an email from Cindy Jarvis across the street on Allen Drive to the owner of the Royal Butcher. Inquiring about the issues that they've been having, and so I think that they're trying to now communicate directly with the Royal Butcher owner to see what's going on, because I think they're continuing to experience severe odors. So I did come by at one point. It was in the evening. I think I was grabbing something off the table and I smelled it, and I texted John and just said, I'm here, this is the date, this is the time, I'm smelling the butcher. And so if anybody else is, here and experiences the same thing, feel free to just give him a quick call, leave a message, shoot him a text, and let him know so that he can add it to the record. Because like I said last time, that really does help.
You'd smell it coming in tonight.
Yeah.
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 It's every night.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like she said.
It is every night. I remember driving home from work like every night and smelling it.
Yeah, you should just shoot him a quick text, just to like Chelsea from Braintree, like Royal Butcher stinks.
I'm doing
Yeah.
to do it every night then, cause
It
Okay,
really
I will.
does help to build the record. I've been really trying to do it every time. I smell it, so.
They are working on something to mitigate that.
Yeah,
Well, they're not working very.
Well, we also
Yeah.
did something last year
The
too.
guy they hired.
Right.
Redid the septic.
right, which
Just
wasn't
mitigate it.
really the issue, the
No.
issue,
How long it
Flash,
took to put
not-
in the septic,
subject.
same guy.
Okay, so those are the two other items, and payment orders, Lauren.
Move to approve.
okay,
Second,
all those in favor?
aye.
Fine.
And one other thing, I am going on vacation.
I saw that on the staff calendar,
Jeez.
Do something.
alright, where are you,
I'm hoping Charles takes work off too, he's supposed to, he said he's got some more. I'm just gonna do that, so I'll talk to him more eventually.
So who's doing it on ground the show while you're doing?
He just Christian Pete, Charles, it's okay.
Okay.
okay, but who should, like, who
Who's point?
can we expect to be the point person if something crazy happens?
I'll figure that out.
Okay. Thank you. Hopefully it'll be quiet. quiet in here.
It
Is
ain't
there,
supposed to rain or anything, so.
is
Yeah,
there maintenance, are they gonna be doing maintenance or something on vehicles or stuff like that, or?
They
Or,
fix it
I mean, they're not
on the
gonna
other
just sit out.
There's some things.
How about
that
if they
fix.
build my freaking shed?
ooh, yeah,
Now, that is a plan. Well, gone. It would be great if that's something you want them to do. Come up with a design,
They have to put in a,
little flat pad,
yeah,
yeah,
gravel,
and a couple of beams, so pressure treated, so that it don't sit right on the ground.
yeah.
I like that idea.
There you go.
excellent.
I was gonna suggest getting like one of the construction classes at RTCC to do it,
I'll
but
talk to you tomorrow.
They actually told me to call them and I
Yeah.
meant to call them today and by the time I thought of it, it was 4:05.
yeah, cause they built that thing outside the fire station and stuff. Right?
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
construction
Okay.
classes.
Let me call our.
But they're not building anymore either.
Oh,
What do you mean they're not building anymore? Isn't that what the class is?
I'm just telling you what I was
No.
told because I already inquired. They're already inquired for you.
Tomorrow,
Okay.
just make sure.
That's funny, cause my friend's the culinary
Uh,
teacher and her class is like triple this year.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
that's why,
that
is
next
because the other programs
They're
are.
not building
that you're
it.
going.
We get
Well,
lunch
she's just a
delivered?
badass.
I know,
teacher.
yeah, can they make lunch for the crew
I
that's
don't know.
building this?
Maybe.
No chance, but lunch.
End of the day.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, find out.
Bring
That's
bagels.
actually-
They can coffee.
That,
I
like,
guess.
clean up
Totally.
Cuts and stuff around here.
I was gonna come by today, but you said Tuesday was your busiest day.
We were talking about bagels by like 11:30.
Really?
It's great.
Okay, I have to remember that.
Uh,
Good thing I didn't.
You ever
go.
not?
It was after 11.
Last week was pretty slow, like the first, like, right when, despite it being like about to be tourist season, right when the school year starts.
Yeah.
We
Well,
get,
everybody.
we get quiet, cause everyone's like, gotta figure out my schedule again.
All right, payroll.
I would like to move to approve 3 warrants for payroll. One is August 14, 2025 for the period July 27 to August 9, 2025. The next one is August 28, 2025 for the period August 10, 2025 to August 23, 2025. And the last one is September 11th, 2025 for the period August 24th, 2025 through September 6th, 2025.
I'll say.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And another thing on payroll, if you look on the back of the pay slips,
Nice, I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, it has what we did this week.
Yeah.
yeah, you can flip it over and look.
Nice. Nope. I got it.
If you can read it.
Yeah, really.
No, they're legible. That's great.
Don't worry, I've worked in kitchens so long, I can decipher even the worst handwriting.
Nice.
So no more questions what we did today.
Yeah.
There it is.
Well, and also did we, like, there were just so many things.
Did
that
we
were
get-
cool.
yeah.
When did we, it's like, it's really great.
Yeah.
Thanks to Jesse, we came up with the solution.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
What am I, chopped liver? I was part of that.
It was you and me that finished it up, right?
Come on.
I
I wasn't part of that.
Yeah. we were just-
It was a stepping stone.
I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I.
Aye.
I didn't get any credit.
Yeah, we're at it.
I think